Come here, son, nephew, young man. Let me holler at you. You know, when when men who know what they're talking about speak, it's funny how God will give you an example to see in real time. Because once you get a warning about something, you get examples. And pride comes before destruction and before a fall. So you got to take heed when people are saying things to you. So I just made a video, and this is not a new concept, and there's nothing new under the sun. I'm not saying I'm the one who's originated this concept, but I just made a video about being seen all the time, and I've talked about operational security. Look, don't be broadcasting your whereabouts to everybody, at least not in real time. If you got to show pictures of where you've been and videos and you got to I don't think you need to be doing all that showing off, no way. But okay, if you're going to do it, don't tell people you're out of town while you're out of town, and definitely don't tell them where you are. Now your location is public, and the fact that your house is unattended is public. So you're setting yourself up and making yourself vulnerable on two fronts in two different ways. Wait until you get home and then post the pics about the weekend on Tuesday. Or wait until you're at home to talk about where you've been and what you've been doing. And all this trying to prove points, being a tough guy, putting up your location, telling people to come and see you. Look, just because you feel invincible doesn't mean you are. And then some of y'all boys like to do these drugs, and then it takes you into some other type of mind state, to which I've advised you against also. All of this trying to prove points in the public eye, I understand it gets you some attention. It might get you some females and this type of thing. But what type of females are you getting that have to see you exposing yourself and showing vulnerability? Why do you want a lifestyle like that? See, a smart woman, woman who's going to bring some value to you, understands that if you are a man of value, you need to have some level of secrecy about you. Everybody doesn't need to know everything about you. They need to know what's on a need to know basis. So there's this rapper named PNB Rock, and I guess maybe my age is showing a little bit because I don't know who the guy is, but he was in Los Angeles, and this female he's dealing with decides to show pictures of where they are, and and some of the local gang members decided to go rob him, and in the process the man got killed. All because somebody has to show where you are, what kind of lifestyle you're living, and what you're doing. The guy didn't look to be that old. There's all this trouble going on in a public scene and in a public restaurant, and granted, nobody wants to see any of these things happen. But you got to be more careful with how you treat information about yourself. Now, sometimes you can't help it. Sometimes life's circumstances may call for you to reveal some information. It can't be a total secret to everybody, but the general public does not need to know where you're going and where you are. Because y'all show what type of vehicles you drive. You show where you live. You show what kind of jewelry you have. A lot of y'all putting this stuff out there aren't really living a holistic lifestyle like what's being presented. But okay, you have some people who rent cars and like to be seen in them and that type of thing, or have some meaningless trinkets like some shoes or some jewelry, which is not fine jewelry that appreciates over time. But hey, you got people who think that's wealth and will come and try to take it from you. Or the tough guys who say, hey, here's my location, pull up. Okay. But when then somebody pulls up and now it's your funeral, then what? What does it say on your headstone? He's a dead man, but he was a tough guy, huh? Is that how that works? All those people you were showing out for the internet now, because if you're doing reckless stuff like that, you probably ain't have no insurance. So now you need a GoFundMe for your funeral. But all those people you were showing out for, they're not coming to help. They're not even coming to your funeral. They might even laugh at you, and they'll forget about you. Now your kids don't have a father. Your mother and father don't have a son. And for what? So you could show off your lifestyle to impress some people who don't really like you, don't really care about you, maybe don't even know you. Priorities, ladies and gentlemen, priorities. Operational security, even if the operation is minor. Stop telling folks all your business and stop trying to show off. The one time it doesn't work might be your demise. And as always, never lose the will to win and never lose the will to survive.